What is going on, guys? This is going to be introducing not really a new series, but just something that's going to come once per week over the course of the next NHL year. I was asked to be involved in a keeper hockey league by Flopfish and Richard Head 93. So this is a keeper league. It is a fantasy hockey league draft, and we had a lot of fun. It was like 2 hours to draft it. I'm going to show you guys everybody's team here, go over them, and you guys can tell me who you think has the best team overall. But we haven't really figured out the prizes yet, but whatever it is, whether it's money or whatever, I'm going to incorporate it into you guys. So if I win, say $50 or whatever, we'll go open up $50 of hut packs and then give that all away, or maybe we'll donate it to charity, or I really have no idea. But I want you guys to be incorporated in the winnings if I do win, which I think I have a pretty good chance. I mean, anything can happen. I could lose all my players to injury, but we have a pretty good team. So everybody involved is Team Kate Upton, which is obviously myself, the Superb Men, which is Lucas, or don't be sad 20, between my buns, which is Decasaurus Rex, Drewing It Right, great name, Flopfish, Sully on Tap, that's just Sully on Tap, the Big Zero was Cam, Sheepish was Jagerba, Dirty Mike and the Boys, another great name, was Richard Head 93. So we're going to start with my team here, and this is going to be a weekly update, probably do it once a week, maybe Sunday of each week, just update you guys on the standings and on what team is ahead, what team's number one, and that's going to go throughout the course of all of next year, and hopefully we can win this, and whatever prize it is, it'll somewhat go back to you guys. So let's go over the squads here. Alright, so introducing Team Kate Upton, we have Patrice Bergeron, Jeff Carter, Evgeny Malkin. My centers are really nice. I thought Jeff Carter was a really good pick. I really like my Jeff Carter pick because this accounts for everything. Penalty minutes, hits, plus minus, all of that stuff, and I feel like Jeff Carter is a really complete player. And then I had to have Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn was my second overall pick. My first one was actually Corey Perry, but we'll get to that after. Jamie Benn, Huberdeau, and Palat. I feel like if we're lacking anywhere, we're lacking in left wingers and lacking in goaltending. But it is a keeper pool, so who knows? Huberdeau could be really good a couple years down the road. The right wingers here, we got Marian Hossa, Kyle Okposo, and Corey Perry. Perry's going to score 35 goals no matter what. I'm not concerned about that. Hossa, I feel like, is going to get 65 to 70 points. He's on just a stacked team. And then Kyle Okposo is kind of my wild card because he's going to play with Tavares. Tavares is a year older. Tavares is a year smarter. And I feel like Okposo and Tavares are going to be really, really moneyed together. And then on defense here, I love my defensive core. We have Jake Gardner, Dougie Hamilton, Ryan McDonough, Alex Pietrangelo, who I got in like the 6th round. Everyone just slept on him. Jacob Trouba and Shea Weber. I love my defensive core. And in the net is where we kind of lack a little bit. I went with the Anaheim pairing. We have Frederick Anderson and John Gibson. You might say, well, why are you doing that? You know, one goalie's gonna get more starts than the other. You could have had two goalies that would have had a even amount of starts. But I feel like that's not gonna be the case. I feel like they're gonna alternate. I feel like they're two really young goaltenders on a really skilled team. I feel like I'm gonna get points with Anderson or with John Gibson, no matter what. And on the bench, I have Nick Bonino, Kadri, Lupul, and Jake Allen. And you can substitute these players in anywhere at any time. So let me know what you thought about my team. Honestly, I think it's not one of the best teams, but I feel like we have a really good mix of superstars. I actually got Evgeny Malkin in the 3rd round. Everyone slept on him. So I'm pretty happy with my team. Out of 10, let's rate everybody's team out of 10. What would you rate my team? And you guys can do it for everybody else's team as well. All right, we're going to fly through this here. So this is Dopisod 20's team. He's got Bujestad, he's got Logan Couture, and Jonathan Toews. Wow, I didn't even know his team was this good. And he's got Pavel Datsyuk playing on the left wing, Matt Molson, and Zach Parise. Holy crap. Kane, Ryan, honestly looking at this team for the first time, and he's stacked. Holy crap. So Molson, Parise, Kane, and then they got Bobby Ryan and Jakub Voracek. Wow, I thought my team was half decent. Holy crap. I mean, obviously with Kane, Taze, that is just ridiculous. And wow, I'm actually blown away. His offense is really, really good. Defensively is Cam Fowler, Duncan Keith, Torrey Krug, Nick Leddy, Ryan Suter, and Keith Yandel. Wow. Yeah, I think probably Lucas has one of the best teams here. And in net, he's got Ryan Miller and Jonathan Quick. Holy shit. And of course, he has Brandon Saad on the bench there. He's got Mason Raymond, Alexander Barkov, Brandon Saad, and Jonathan Bernier on the bench. So probably out of 10, I'd probably give his team about a 9. I really had no idea how stacked he was. Just his offense is just gross. Even with his defense, he's got Suter and he's got Keith. So I mean, that's crazy. Let me know what you thought about Dopey Saw 20's team. So now on to the guy who had the first overall pick, the lucky bastard who was randomly generized to get, obviously, Sidney Crosby. He picked Crosby number 1, no surprise there. Craig Smith and Kyle Turris are his centermen, and we got Landeskog, Perron, and Skinner, and then Eberle, Nyquist, and Blake Wheeler. So I like his supporting cast. I really like Skinner, I like Landeskog, I like Nyquist, and I like Eberle. I feel they're going to put up a lot of points, and Blake Wheeler's a big dude. I was actually going to pick Blake Wheeler, but he picked him a couple picks before me, and the reason I wanted to pick him up because of hits. He's a big dude, he can throw his body around, and I actually really wanted Blake Wheeler. But defensively, he has John Carlson. He is a Washington fan, so he's got Carlson, he's got Giordano, Hedman, Johnson, and Seabrook. Really sick defensive core there. He's also got Sekera there, and in net he's got Rask and Price. Holy crap, that is probably the best goaltending duo in the whole thing here. And he's on the bench. He's got Evgeny Kuznetsov, Brendan Gallagher, Hampus Lindholm, and Corey Crawford. So out of his team, I'd probably give it about an 8. He's got a really good team as well. Alright, Dirty Mike and the Boys, which is Richard Head 93. He's got Backstrom, Getzlaf, and Spezza as his centerman there. Really nice. I tried everything to get Ryan Getzlaf from him. Trades were available. I don't know if anyone made trades or not, but I offered, I don't even know who I offered. I think I offered Bergeron and like Kadri for Ryan Getzlaf, and he said no. But I really wanted the Perry and the Getzlaf combination, but he's sticking with them. And he's got Chris Kunis, Pavelski, and Daniel Sedin, and then Yager, Ryan Kessler, and Marty St. Louis. So, and I look at his team here, and I think of a couple players. I think Backstrom, Getzlaf, actually basically all of his players. If Ovi gets points, there's a really good chance Backstrom's going to get points. If Perry gets points, there's a really good chance that Getzlaf's going to get points. Same thing with Spezza and Ben. Same thing with Kunitz and Crosby, Pavelski, and Joe Thornton. Like, he's got a really good defensive core. May not look too hot on paper, but I think he's going to do just fine in this hockey pool. He's got Jay Bullmeister, Cody Franz, and Alex Goligoski, Seth Jones, Roman Yossi, and Kevin Shattenkirk for his defensive core. And in net, he's got the King, Henrik Lundqvist, and Mike Smith. On the bench, he's got Miku Koivu, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Henrik Sedin, and Paul Stastny. So I actually really like Richard Head's team. I like everybody's team. Everybody picked really, really well here, and let me know what you thought about Richard Head's team. I have a couple more here. I know this is getting kind of long, but I want to introduce you guys to everybody's team. And next up is the Jakerba. We have Ryan Johansson, Tyler Johnson, and Tyler Seguin. I really wanted Seguin, but unfortunately, he picked him up, I think, with his first overall pick. And then he's got Duchesne and O'Reilly, a really nice combination there. And with another combination in Toronto with Phil the Thrill and JVR. And he's got Pominville and Wayne Train there. So pretty decent offensive core. I like how he went with the pairing there, with the Colorado pairing and the Toronto pairing. And then on defense, he's got Ben Lovejoy, Zdeno Chara, Dion Phaneuf, PK Subban, and James Wisniewski. I like PK Subban. He's going to put up a lot of points for Jakerba. And then in the net, we have Sergei Bobrovsky and Steve Mason, and then Brad Richards, Dubinsky, Evander Kane, and Valerie Nichushkin on the bench. All right, next up is Drewing It Right with Flopfish. And he's got David Backus, Nathan McKinnon, and John Tavares. He's got Druin, Pacioretty, Vanek, Hornquist, Smith, and Verbata. I really like his offensive core. He's just got a stacked team. Druin was a great pick. And then on defense, he's got Dustin Byfuglien, Alex Edler, Christian Ehrhoff, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, his favorite defenseman in Hut in OEL, Erik Karlsson, who I had on my drafting. I was going to pick him next, but then he picked him one pick before me. I was so mad. And in the cage, you got Kari Lehtinen and Brian Elliott. And then on the bench, he's got Galchenyuk, Shen, Tarasenko, and Morgan Riley. Okay, 2 more teams here. We got Team Deke, which is between my buns. He's got Giroux, which was his first overall pick, Kopitar, and Steven Stamkos. We all don't even know why. We all totally forgot about Stamkos. Stamkos is left in the 3rd round. We were all like, whoa, what? Stamkos is still up there? It was crazy. It was like, oh my god. We all felt pretty stupid there, but he honestly has probably the best center core in this whole draft. Camilleri, Hall, Zetterberg, Gabrick, Nash, and James Neal. And then on the defense, he's got Brent Burns, Drew Doughty, Mike Green, Jack Johnson, Slava Voinov, and Chris Letang. And then in net, he's got Corey Schneider and Varlamov. On the bench, he's got his boy Adam Henrique, Eric Stahl, his other boy Patrick Eliash, and Marc-Andre Fleury. And the last team was Cam, the big zero, and he actually wasn't present for the draft. He had to get auto-drafted. So his team, I don't know, he did luck out though with the 2nd overall pick, thus getting him Ovi, but he's got Bacchus, Steen, Joe Thornton, Lucic, Marlowe, Patrick Sharp, and Jerome McGinley, as well as Ovi and TJ Oshie. Defense, Riku Gudas for the hits. The guy's like 6'6", I mean, he's just a tank. Kronwall, Markov, Niskanen, Streit, Zidlicki. He's got Ben Bishop and Antti Niemi. I have a piece of paper right next to me that had all of my picks, and Bishop and Niemi were my 2 goalies that I really wanted, but he ended up sniping him up there. Brian Little, Brad Marchand, Yaroslav Halak, and Jonas Hiller. Hiller was another guy who I kind of wanted, but I went with the Anaheim pairing. So let me know what you thought about everybody's team. Rate them out of 10, and once we know what the prizes are going to be, it's probably going to be some money. I really have no idea, but I'll incorporate it in winnings back to you guys. So that is how the fantasy draft team is looking. I'll check my team up one more time so you can have one more look at it. Let me know what you thought about everybody's team. Who do you think's going to win? Make our early prediction, and I will see you guys probably in a couple of weeks when the NHL season starts. Probably actually more than that, in about October. So I'll put a refresher out probably like a week before the NHL season starts. But just wanted to get this guys out to you. This happened last night, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you for all the guys for letting me involved in this, and I will see you guys very soon.